When I'm teaching my children history this morning over at breakfast, I will tell them that today is the anniversary of the second of the Paul Robeson concerts. They had tried to hold a concert in the end of August of 1949 in Peekskill, New York, and white protesters, mostly Ku Klux Klan, but also some other groups, had gathered around and stopped the concert from happening. And a week later, they came back and held the concert and did the thing that they had started out to do. And Pete Seeger came and sang T is for Texas and If I Had a Hammer. And they sang opening with the Star Spangled Banner, and Paul Robeson sang America the Beautiful. Mostly because I think that at 5 and 8, you still need to have kind of the arc of hope built into every lesson. I probably won't mention that the second concert also ended in violence. That among the people who were beat immediately following the concert was Eugene Bullard. Eugene Bullard was the first African-American fighter pilot to fight in World War I and again in World War II. But he had been that because he had moved to France and was working as a prize fighter there. So he was eligible because he joined through the French pathway instead of joining through the United States military. And this two-time World War veteran was beaten in the streets following this concert by white mobs. And I probably won't mention that in the first concert, there's writing immediately afterwards from Howard Fast that talks about how before they knew how bad the first concert was going to get, he had deeply considered bringing his own 5-year-old daughter. And he had decided the concert might go too late. How grateful he was following what happened at the first concert when the concert wasn't even allowed to happen, and he found himself in a circle with 50 other men protecting the women and children who had come to the concert from this Ku Klux Klan mob, that his own daughter wasn't in the middle of it, that he wasn't also protecting his actual child. I might mention that Paul Robeson had been misquoted a few weeks before by the Associated Press, and this is part of what had sparked this level of outrage against him. I'll tell you all of that because if you're old enough to be on TikTok, then you're old enough to know that there is not a positive arc of the first and second Robeson concert as much as there is they came back and they held the concert and they managed to actually do the thing. It involved circles of men protecting the concert goers, the stage, literally on the surface of the stage with Robeson. There was a sniper nest that was like washed out during the early protection, so they had follow-up plans for Robeson. If you're old enough to sit around on TikTok in the morning, then you're old enough to hear all of those things.